Alright, so welcome to the Minish Cab race. First things, a little bit about the runners. So, Blueinfinity22 just recently got a 151, so congrats again for that. It's a pretty good time now. And Quo also has a pretty good PB, I think it's a 152, and he's also tasked this game together with Tompa. So he knows quite a bit about the game, and you'll most likely notice a few differences between their playstyles. Since Quo knows a little bit more about the frame data and stuff, so he will go a little bit more about frame saving things, whereas Blueinfinity is just about execution most of the time.
As I mentioned, like when you test a game, you get to learn a lot of small details about how the mechanics work and everything. This is a great advantage if you want to run the game as well. So Q has that thing to him.
Yeah. Alright, so first thing, I don't know if they actually did it. I wasn't paying attention, but I hope they started off with a soft reset to set up an RNG manipulation. We will see if they did it after they open the chest and if they go for the pot or not. But basically how RNG works in this game, or what you would want to do at the beginning, every time you soft reset, the RNG also resets. And it sets up the RNG perfectly for the beginning, because after you open the chest and throw, or pick up a pot and throw it, you will get 5 rupees instantly, which is what we need for a little bit later. So I do hope they did do a soft reset.
Randomness can be quite tricky in many games, and there are very few where you can use like manipulation to do the things you want to do. But this one is an exception for a few things, like the rupee here in the beginning. But you won't see much of it, sadly.
Yeah, there are only very few RNG manipulations in this game. Even though you can kind of control it, there's still way too many things that actually change RNG most of the time, so it's kind of still difficult to actually manipulate stuff. Alright, so we're gonna see... I do think they will go for... Yeah, okay, so... As you can see, the pot will give them a blue rupee. Both of them only go for 1 blue rupee. You can actually manipulate 4 blue rupees there, which isn't slower. But I guess for a marathon it's safer to only get 1 blue rupee and get a fairy plus the 3 other blue rupees later on, which we'll see on Mount Cornell. It's a little bit into the future. But yeah.
And as you saw, the first time you pick up an item, you get a small text box telling you what it is. And there are a couple of items that you don't really want to collect and run, but they might have to anyway, so we'll see.
Alright, so something you might have already noticed, most likely, is that the game is in Japanese, which, if you've been watching a lot of speedruns, then you already can kind of tell why. For this game, it's mostly because of text differences. The Japanese text is estimated to be around 2 minutes faster. There are also a few smaller differences that save time on the Japanese version. For example, on the US version, there's actually a glitch that doesn't exist on the US version, if that makes sense.
Great
the European version, yeah, the European version actually has that glitch, so it doesn't lose 3.5 minutes to not having the glitch, but the European version has a few other things that just turn out to be a lot slower, which I will point out when we get there. But yeah, it's basically mostly because of the text differences.
And I hope you don't get too annoyed by the rolling sound of Link, as you're going to hear the entire run. Twice even?
For now,
or double,
for now, the fastest movement option is rolling. So you will hear a lot of good sound effects, and none of them got the soft lock in front of the mayor. That's not the mayor, but...
Yeah, you just roll in front of him and start talking at the right pixel, I think it is, at the right frame, the game will soft lock. Yeah. And that sucks.
You can actually also use the shield to soft lock the game there. It's not only a roll. It's kind of weird.
Oh, the shield is okay, I didn't know.
Doesn't really make too much sense, but... So if you're interested in the lore about this game, then you'll probably be disappointed, because I don't know too much about the lore. I know a little bit, but I don't know everything, so I probably won't be talking about it.
At the Corey festival, everyone had years to celebrate the Corey. And Abati was the winner of some tournament, so you got to get up to the sword, pretty much. They wanted to do other things. Like, who cares about the story anyway? Come on. You need to play games.
Exactly. We don't speedrun this game for the good story, please.
And it's not like any of us know Japanese anyway. But this game isn't too glitchy compared to many other Zelda games. You actually have to do the story mode, I guess, in the mostly intended order. There are some skips later on, though, but in the beginning it's...
There are some skips, yeah. But you can't really do anything out of order in this game because of... Well, first of all, there aren't too many glitches you could use, and second, the way the flags are made in this game is not very good for speedruns, or for skips rather. They really paid attention to the flags and everything. Capcom is too strong.
So whenever the world is about to end somehow, you have to trust the world in a 10-year-old to fix everything for you.
As usual.
Yeah. That's the only this stream only cut for me, like it drop some frames every now and then. Not sure if it's on my end.
Fine for me right now.
Oh, whatever.
Alright, so now that we got the sword and the shield, actually now was dropping a few frames. But now that we got the sword and shield, they will make their way to the Minish Woods and to the first dungeon.
So the entrance to the forest is one of the annoying things to pass in this game, in my opinion. There's so many different like route variations you can do between the trees and rolling, and take damage and stuff. It's still not the same problem for our real-time runner though, but it's still not kind of annoying to me, I think.
You forgot the route. I think this internet probably died already.
Yeah, Q is going to GameFAQs right now to look up the route, so he's coming back soon.
Alright, so Ezlo cutscene was triggered. Well, not Ezlo cutscene, but the cutscene that makes Ezlo appear, I guess. And Ezlo is kinda needed. It would be really nice if you could skip him, because that would allow for some interesting skips. But there's no real way to skip him, because we also need him for the main mechanic in this game, which is shrinking, which you will see in a second.
And one thing that's really frustrating if you play the Unlimited Past version for the Game Boy Advance, you have to use the select button to go to the inventory. Then you play this game and press select, and every time you press select, you talk with Ezlo. So that's the worst thing you can do. I tried to come up with ways, some glitches and stuff you can do with Ezlo text, but nothing works, sadly.
Yeah, it's not very useful. Ezlo is pretty bad. So this is the first instance where we shrink. Usually you can skip the cutscene, but every time there's a cutscene after you shrink, like an Ezlo text, you for some reason cannot skip the cutscene. So, of course he doesn't get the first Psycho Lily pad. The first Psycho Lily pad is actually possible, but no human has ever been able to do it before.
But so, someone had. Didn't like MB Rules did it? No?
Are you sure?
Well, I have some memory like of someone doing it at least. But it's really hard to do. It's quite insane.
I know people did it without the Ezlo cutscene, but that gives you more frames.
Oh, and yeah.
I've never seen a video of it from someone actually doing it in a run. So it's more of a TAS-only thing. When is Quo coming back?
So this is just some talking to get the blabber nut so you can speak to the